Hey there folks, and welcome to this video. I'm Cav, this is Cav's Racing Encyclopedia. The first time I'm properly saying that, and it feels so natural. I'll talk about that in a moment's time. In this video, we're going to be going through what's coming up for my channels, and going on to a couple of bits and pieces from the world of motorsport. But to start off, new name. I was also meant to be doing this general notes on Tuesday. I ended up doing it, today, Saturday. Let me explain. So, part of the problem that I had was that I have been very busy. In fact, I only just managed to get the anniversary video out when I wanted to and how I wanted to. So, the predictions videos that you saw over the past couple of days were meant to be staggered out over this week and next, so I've had to rejig a bunch of this stuff. At some point in this day, you'll also see my review for NASCAR at the Glen. Then on Sunday, hopefully a review for the Bahrain Rally and for the BTCC at Knock Hill. On Monday, NASCAR at Richmond, Super GT at Fuji. I might move those forward, depending on if I get a chance to follow the ERC or the BTCC. Tuesday, we'll do Supercar at Queensland, the Ipswich Super 440, and a preview for WorldRX of Finland. The next general notice on Wednesday. I'm hoping to get something out on CSRE on Monday as well. Most likely Monday at this point, because then it's a week since the Grid Extra video. And the shorts have been doing really well for that. I've been really impressed with how that's been going on. And actually, one of the reasons why I did CSRE when I did and how I did it was to sort of build up to the rebrand over here. Because you might have noticed the CRE logo popping up a couple of times in videos before that. But what I wanted to do from, I think it was probably even the new year, but mostly from March, was I wanted to be able to do the sim racing stuff that I enjoy doing, which I think is some of the most popular content on this channel, and not have to deal with it in the realm of the real world of motorsport stuff. In addition to that, I don't want to annoy people who are here for the racing stuff to be, oh, why is there video game stuff? Also, to people who like the video game stuff to not have to go, oh, why is there all this racing stuff? You can do both. I've seen so many content creators I follow, especially in this similar space to me, who will have one channel for one thing, one channel for the other. And it means that I'm able to specialize on some of these content. So, for example, if you go over to CSRE, you'll see the videos are ones I haven't really looked at doing over here. So some of them, like the F125 review, the LMU review, but other ones are ones that wouldn't necessarily pop up on the channel. That Grid Extra video that I released on Monday, I've been working on since December. Not actively working on, just going, okay, here's an idea for this, here's an idea for that, here's an idea for the other thing. In fact, the main thing that I've been looking at for this, I still haven't done with it yet. That's probably going to be a video in a few weeks' time. But there is one video that I actually recorded back in, I think, April, that I have now also uploaded to CSRE. I edited it down and put it on CSRE. Not uploaded yet, not published yet. Should have said upload. It's not been published yet. But that's one that I can have on the back burner. In addition to that, it's allowing me to do the things that I liked doing over on this channel for a while with the short stuff. If I have the time and the energy to make short form content out of my long form videos, I will do that. But at the same time, I like that I could just sit down and chat, and the short form content doesn't necessarily lend itself to that. Though I have learned lots of nice new editing techniques through doing it as well. So part of it has always been, when I do these things, what do I get out of it? What do I want to have out of it? And it's not that I want to, make millions and millions of views. I want to do stuff that I'm proud of. I want to do stuff that I enjoy making. And right now I'm able to do that in this way. I'm not ruling out the idea of, maybe somewhere down the line merging these two channels back together, changing things around, but this has been my daily project. And I want this to continue to be my daily project. Either way, now all of that chat is done, let's talk about some of the headlines from the real world of motorsport. And starting off, one of the things I really wanted to talk about was in the BTCC with Power Max Racing. I really feel for Power Max Racing. They had this horrible fire a week ago with their facility, which destroyed everything, more or less. The haulers, I think, were the only things that weren't damaged because they were away from the facility. But the entire workshop was torched. There were photos of like their TCRs being destroyed. But what has been really good to see has been the camaraderie from the paddock. In fact, the fact that Unlimited Motorsport have loaned one of their Cupras across. They also picked up another Cupra, so they've got a 2-car operation. And not only that, but Toka supported it, endorsed it. They got an extra shakedown running on Friday, I think. It's all really nice to see. It's absolutely wonderful to see that even in these tricky situations, even in these devastating situations, motorsport communities like to come together. I think that's the best of the ground-up approach that you can see in motorsport. And actually, in contrast, the next thing isn't so much a ground-up, it's a top-down. The World Rallycross Championship is one that I've talked about so much this year, despite the fact that it's only got a 6-round calendar, and it has now been confirmed that it will have a 6th round. A double-header at Istanbul Park. So, yeah, the original event was meant to be, end of September, right? I mean, it got pushed back, and then it got pushed to the end of September. And now, over the course of that weekend, we're going to have 2 events. Now, the double-header I like for WorldRX. I do like that. The traditional kind of 2-day event is okay. But I like the double-headers. It means there's more racing, more points on the table, especially when you've got a sustainable thing where you've got, for example, the RX-1Es, the sustainably fueled ICEs. I think that makes sense. But also, this has just been done because they couldn't find anything else. I mean, the Istanbul race was nice. The Istanbul race has historically been quite good. And it means, even though it is on the European side of Istanbul, it is technically the non-European round, so it's allowed by the FIA as a World Championship. It doesn't lose its World Championship status, which is an interesting way around it. But, yeah, that's what they have done. I think that it's good to have 6 rounds in the calendar, and I think it's nice that we will have a double-header. But this just goes into the wider issues that I've had with WorldRX this year. Those wider issues being the fact that it was just taken in-house by the FIA. That there are some things that are looking good, but there are some things that are really odd, like the EOT that was basically going to hamper the Christopherson outfit. And then when Christopherson decided, you know what, we're going to use our one joke for the year to switch across to electric, and they just dominated. Because, yeah, the EOT is a blanket thing. It either harms all the ICEs or benefits the ICEs, and the same for the EVs. It just, yeah, felt odd. Felt very odd. I'm hoping 26 will be better. I'm hoping 26 will, if we do have like 10 plus rounds, if they're all double headers, okay, fine. But it needs to look to expand and continue to regrow. Because it's not necessarily the fault of the promoters that it ended up where it did. Some cases, yeah, it went behind a paywall, the audience died out. But since we're about to get on to talking about the WRC, WRC is still going strong. So, let me know your thoughts on the WorldRX stuff as well. As for the WRC, a while ago we got the 2026 calendar. I was thinking about talking about this in its own video or in its own short, but I think it's nice to be able to get my thoughts and feelings into this video here now. A 14-round calendar with pretty much every rally that was in the calendar this year seemingly carrying across. We lose the CER, we gain Croatia. But there are a couple of things that stand out. Firstly, Rally Italia. 1st to 4th October. It says Rally Italia. I think they've listed it somewhere as gravel, but it could full well change. It doesn't have Sardinia in its name. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean a return to San Remo? That was historically a mixed service event, remember, like Spain was a few years ago. Possibly. San Remo does fall in that time of the year. The other rumour is Rally di Roma Capitale, but Rally Rome usually is in the summer. I think we'll get confirmation once we see the ERC calendar for that one. But Croatia coming back up after a year out is not surprising. Elsewhere, what they've done is they've made it very tarmac heavy at the start of the season. Said, oh, there's problems with the road order where drivers are hindered because they're doing well in the championships, they open the road on the Friday. But if you look through it, we still have what? We have Kenya, we have Portugal, Acropolis, Estonia, Finland, Paraguay, Chile, supposedly Italy, and Saudi Arabia. We have 9 rounds that gravel. How many of them are in a row? Okay, so the last tarmac rally of the year, according to this schedule, is round 7. The second half of the season is all on gravel. Now, granted, it's a variety of gravel, so you've got some fast gravel where being first isn't as much of a disadvantage. You've got some rough gravel where it can be even more of a disadvantage. But by moving around and saying that what you're doing is you're making it so that the championship isn't affected too much, what you're hoping is that they've got some runaway leader by the first half of the season, and then they'll just slowly get pegged in over the end of the season. That's the only thing you can get out of it, right? Like, I'm not out and out opposed to this calendar. At the same time, like, there's the whole thing of the Saudi Arabia 10-year deal. We'll see what happens with the Jeddah-based event when it comes in for the end of this season. I didn't realise this. Both of them end on a Saturday. Not ending on Sundays, they end on a Saturday. They're Thursday to Saturday rallies. But, yeah. There are some bits that are nice. The doubling off of Estonia and Finland is good. Doubling off of Paraguay and Chile is good. But I'm not fully convinced. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on anything I've said in this video in the comment section down below. As always, folks, thank you so much for watching and joining, and I hope to see you again soon for more. Until then, bye for now.